when you're setting up to hit your driver, try not to move your hips and get your shoulder tilt. All right, the correct shoulder tilt, put your hands on your thighs like this. Okay, get into your driver position and just lower your trail hand to your knee. That is the tilt that you want on your shoulders, so they are pointing a little bit up to the sky. You don't want to shift your hips like this. You can see how my hips have moved and now I get my shoulder tilt, but that is going to make it very difficult to hit a good consistent shot with your hips out like this. Most likely if you're set up like this and you have your front hip moving forward to the target to get your tilt, when you make your backswing, you're going to sway back. So now you've kind of lost it. And then to get it back, you're most likely just going to go like this with your hips and look at my shoulder tilt now. You know, you're not going to be able to transfer your weight and your shoulders are pointed so far to the sky, you're probably going to top it. You're going to hit a little dribbler or something that goes 10, 20 yards. It's just not, it's not consistent. That's not the way to set up. So be sure that you're just tilting with your shoulders, not with your hips. Now you have the right position. You're tilted up a little bit, and make sure that you are almost, it's almost like you're creating a wall right here that you don't want to go past. Okay, but now that you have the correct shoulder tilt, okay, once more, set up, trail hand down till it touches the top of your kneecap. Okay, you're in good position. Keep the weight on this leg. Yes, I understand that if you load up this back leg, you're going to get more speed and power, but let's go for consistency first, and then you can start to build that up and start using the ground to push off of to gain your more power and speed to get more distance. For now, let's keep it simple and keep most of the weight, let's say 70-80% on your front leg, on your heel. Okay, so once again, we get set up, trail hand down to the kneecap. Okay, grip your club on your backswing. Now that your weight is all on your on your lead leg, you're not going to worry about swaying. You're staying here. Same thing, your arms are together. Okay, and drop your hands. And as soon as your hands with the driver drop down to your back pocket, you want to start releasing the club right away so that you can get the driver face around, square, and hitting up on the ball. And you can see there that this whole side stayed exactly where it is. You don't want to be coming down and trying to load up that leg and getting too far. Now I'm going to be in front of the ball. You're going to be either hitting down on the ball, which you don't want to be doing, or you're kind of cutting across the ball. You won't be able to get the club face square because now you're ahead of the ball. Okay? You want to be like this is an imaginary wall right up against your shoulder, right up against your lead leg. Okay? So that you're staying there. You drop your hands and immediately start whipping the club around to get the club face square. Your wall is created here. Now you're going to be hitting up on the ball, okay, and you're getting the club face around square. This is going to create straighter shots. If you make a little mistake, it's going to be a baby fade and it's going to be playable instead of hitting the biggest slice that you've ever seen and out of bounds or topping the ball. It's going to limit your mistakes. Okay, if you're not hitting it perfect, which most of the time you probably will be if you're doing this properly, squaring the club face and hitting up on the ball, it's going to be a very good shot most of the time. Like I say, if it's a mistake, it should be a baby fade. If it's a little bit more, it will still be playable. You don't have to, aim way left or way right and because you're playing your huge slice because you're not getting consistent contact. You're probably leaving the club face open. Okay, so let's focus on that. Be getting around, hitting up on the ball, and getting the club face square. The driver, you need to release it way earlier than your irons. Okay, it's got to be hands down. Now you're releasing the club to come around and get square on the ball and hitting up on it. All right, you're releasing it way back here. All right, that's going to help you hit more consistent shots, keeping it playable, and allowing you to feel more comfortable using the driver, not just eliminating it because you've hit 2 or 3 bad tee shots. Let's get consistent with the driver, let's get the long club going, and let's lower our scores.